I relocated to Canada. Now I'm stuck. Hi, I'm Sam the Creator. Welcome to my channel. I'm an artist, a writer, actor, singer, all-round creative, and former procrastinator. Seems like a lot? Not really, not for me. I've always had a love for doing as many creative things as possible. The one thing I've refused to learn is a musical instrument. It's time-consuming and painful.
Are you serious?
However, I can see a day coming where I would have to learn it, whether I like it or not. Now to today's story. I was kind of living my dream life, and while I may not have been raking in millions a day, I was doing okay. I had my dream job at a radio station, hosting one of the craziest and most popular radio shows in the city. Our rating was blowing many shows out of the water.
Oh my!
More on the show in another episode. I also co-founded a theatre company where I was the writer, producer, and director. And the first play we did featured 11 original songs written by yours truly, of course. And I acted in the play, and it was a huge success, in my estimation. It was big. I think it was big. And 6 days after, I got married to an incredible woman. Yep, everything was as imperfectly perfect as it could be. But something was getting at me. I felt like I was on the right path, but I wanted more. I wanted to do more. I wanted to achieve more with my skills and talents and creativity. I wanted to work with some people, like big artists and creatives, and I wanted to be in a certain environment. I wanted change. Now, one fateful Tuesday, I went to my mom's place to say hi, and she happened to be on the phone with one of our family friends who had relocated to Canada earlier. When I got on the call to say hello, she asked me, "Sam, what are you still doing in Nigeria?" I was like, "What?" "Yes, you are married now, so what's stopping you?" Well, I started to, give her what I thought was some decent reason why I wasn't relocating was. And she went all in on me.
I'm gonna come.
Not like that, you perv.
We don't do that here.
She said, "Tell me one reason you are staying there, and I will give you 100 reasons to come here at all costs." Now, after that conversation, I really started to desire a life in Canada. I mean, I've always wanted to live abroad for a period, but now I was thinking more permanent. I started thinking about the snow, the environment, the potentials. Then I discovered that Ed Sheeran, one of my favorite artists, and Drake, someone I love incredibly, were originally from Canada. And then The Weeknd is from Canada. I was sold. I don't know why that was a reason for me to choose Canada in my head, but it was a reason.
Come on now, dawg.
Okay, actually, to think about it, I was thinking of the proximity to the US and the fact that it's anywhere but Nigeria, with all due respect.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
And I was just sold. I just wanted to go. I could see myself driving a sweet 2020 Honda Accord Sport, doing theater shows, and having a space to do all the things I love. I started to pray about it, visualize, and of course, with my wife's help, act on it. My wife had wanted us to make the move even before we got married, but I was initially reluctant. I was like, "Nah, man, I'm more of a Niger guy." And now I was on board, and of course, she was ecstatic. And as if the universe's machinery was working at our command, things started falling into place. Although I have to admit, it took years for it to actually happen. It did. And during the time I was preparing for the thing to actually happen, I was staging more shows through my company. We were getting contracted by international organizations to stage plays, produce audio drama podcasts, and even shoot short films. I even shot my own independent short film, and it's a musical. Oh yeah, it's coming out, and you're gonna love it. I think you will. Anyways, I was having a blast, and we were growing. But of course, I was still looking forward to traveling out of the country. Then it finally happened. Almost 3 years, we were finally on a 10 p.m. flight to Canada. It was a dream come true. And we had a little guy now. Yup, I have a son. The most adorable, intelligent, playful, awesome kid. And almost 20 hours later, we landed in Calgary. The reception into Canada was incredibly smooth. Everyone was nice. Our family and friends in Canada were on standby with food, groceries, and other necessities when we arrived, and I couldn't be happier. Every day was like a dream. There was abundance of food. I'm sure you can deduce that I love food by now. Anyways, the Airbnb we were staying at was cozy as a shawarma. I loved every day. Then 2 weeks passed and there was no job yet. No nothing. Our time at the Airbnb was running out and we were running out of spare cash. We needed an alternative if we didn't want to start eating into money meant for other things, like rent, like feeding. Yeah, that was on my mind. Luckily for us, we could leave the Airbnb and, we're taken in by our new friends who had a free space, and it was such a relief and I am so grateful for them. But still, no job, no leads, nothing yet. 3 weeks passed, nothing. 4 weeks, still nothing. Even though we had moved into our own apartment at this time, which was not as easy as I was led to believe, and that also meant paying rent. By the 6th week, I was really feeling the pressure. My mind was all over the place. I would feel peace whenever I prayed or did my morning meditations, but in a few hours, I would be pacing the room like a crazy person, feeling uneasy. One evening, I was sitting at my table, feeling conflicted and frustrated and stuck with nowhere to run, and the pressure was closing in on me. I began to wonder, was I wrong? Did I visualize my way into trouble? Why did I leave everything I had built in Nigeria in the hands of someone else and come here only to start afresh? What was I doing? Did I hear God right? What's the correlation between my relationship with God and the place of the universal truths and principles I thought I knew? Yeah, I went in deep. Then suddenly I felt this urge, like God wanted to say something to me. So I picked up my journal and wrote out the questions burning deep in my mind. And then answers started to flow. My hands were writing what I was hearing in my mind. It was like my subconscious mind and conscious mind were hijacked and I was getting clear, deep and insightful answers to the questions in my head. And then I wrote the second question and the answers came flowing right on cue. And then the third question in my heart. And then I kept on going until I felt completely at peace. At the end of that evening, I wasn't the same person. Well, at least emotionally. Now, if you're wondering about the content of my journal, that will be revealed to you in a later episode. But I did learn a lesson, or some lessons, and it contributed to the infinity that is me. Now, over to you. Can you relate? Do you ever feel like you've been thrust into a new environment, a new situation, a new phase in your life? Usually it starts out exciting, especially if it's something you've been hoping for, praying for, or believing for. But then you get it and find that your brand new blessing or experience comes with its own responsibilities, challenges, and fears. Can you relate? If you can, drop me a comment below. Now, if you've been tossed into this new whirlwind of change, what do? Do you do what I did at first, get flustered and frustrated? Or do you do the illogical? Hold on to your defiant, crazy, bold faith. A lot of times when you're in a scary place, convincing yourself to pick up the mantle of faith over the natural urge to give in to fear and operating from that place seems really scary, seems overpowering, seems impossible for you to pick up faith over the quicksand of fear. But you can't lose hope. You have to hold on to the little sliver of faith, no matter how tiny or slim or faint that hope is. Just keep holding on to it, and it will lead you to a beautiful, magical place. The thing is, fear won't get you anywhere magical. Faith will. Faith is the belief that something amazing will happen, and then preparing for that eventuality by taking steps no matter how small. Have I gotten the job yet? Well, as of the time of posting this content, no. But what I have now is an unshakable faith that everything will be alright. Now, if you want to follow my story or show some love, then hit that subscribe button so that you can stay updated. If you like my art and the different ones I've been showing so far, and you want to get it on a t-shirt, a tote bag, a hoodie, a phone case, whatever it is, click the link to my store in the description below. And please like and subscribe. It will mean the world to me as I'm just starting out on this incredibly long journey ahead of me. On that note, I wrote you a little song. Hope you like it. And if you do, please let me know. Peace, love, goodbye.
When I find myself in a new place
and strangers are all I see. And I feel like I'm just lost at sea. Take a deep breath and say to me, just have faith, just have faith, just have faith. No matter what you're going through, just have faith. Yeah. Do you feel tossed by violent waves, and you can't seem to catch a break, and you feel like you just can't breathe? Take a moment, reflect and say, just have faith, just have faith, just have faith. No matter what you're going through, yeah, just have faith.